Hello, so I have made two classroom layouts. My first classroom layout I will be doing inside-outside circle with, and the second classroom layout I will be doing Jigsaw, which is a group practice. So for inside-outside circle, this is my first classroom layout. I also have it on my assignment, but I just drew it on here so I could do some explaining. So first, I chose to do inside outside circle because the content would be easy to use for that activity. So the standard that I chose was 6RI6, and it is determine an author's point of view or purpose in a text and explain how it is conveyed in the text. And the objective is students will be able to explain the point of view of the author from the text. Harriet Tubman, conductor on the Underground Railroad, by writing a short 5-sentence paragraph that has evidence and details from the text to support their statement. So before the students would write that paragraph, they would be doing the inside-outside circle or jigsaw. For this classroom layout, they're going to be doing inside-outside circle. So in this classroom, they have table groups of 6. So I specifically ahead of time on my image of my classroom layouts on classroom layout number 1, I specifically put students in groups that would already work at their tables, at their 6-person table, based off of their reading levels, off of their grade level that they're at in their math and reading and everything, so that they would not have to struggle or be uncomfortable with this activity because I chose students that are kind of similar or that can help each other out in their groups. So I already put all the numbers on here, but you can also see it in my image that is on the assignment. So in the activity, I would have the kids just work in their table group specifically. So they would be asking each other questions. This assignment, they have to talk about first, second, or third person point of view of the book that they're talking about. So I would give them easy questions to do. Also based on their, once again, grade level, I might switch that up a little bit, change a little bit just depending on what they can handle. But they also will also be studying and using the same content. So it just might be worded differently for one student or the other student depending on their level and what they can understand, what they're able to work with. So I put some of the students who have learning disabilities or difficulty reading, anything like that, I put them mainly up front so that as a teacher I can walk around to them in that class and see how they're doing. So they would start out in their table groups and they would ask to each other, to their partner across the way. They would ask the questions. They are going to actually be reading a paragraph or a sentence, and they have to ask their partner across from them what point of view it is in. So once they do, I think they'd have about um, three sentences to read off to each other, and they have to guess. Once that is done, then they will be rotating clockwise around the table. And once all 6 of them have moved spots, then that'll be the end of the activity for inside outside circle. During the activity, each section that each partner group will be together for 2 minutes each. So they have 2 minutes to go through their 3 or 4 sentences that they'll be reading off to each other, and they will be switching off. So 1 minute, one student will be asking the other student the questions, and then they will switch with their partner, and that student will be asking the other student the questions again and say, read the sentence and ask them what point of view it is in, first, second, or third point of view. And then I will call out to the students and tell them to each rotate clockwise 1 chair over, and then they will start the 2-minute cycle again. and this whole activity should take about 6 minutes or 6 to 7 minutes depending on the time, but around that time. Okay, this is part 2 to the video, and now we're talking about classroom layout number 2 that I have. So, as you can see from the images that I uploaded on the assignment, this classroom layout has groups of 5 people per table group, and so we are doing the jigsaw for this group practice, for this group game that we're doing, slash learning that we're doing. And so I will number the students off. This one is going to be slightly harder for students who might struggle with learning disabilities or who might be in slightly different grade levels, reading levels, but it won't be too hard. It's going to be relatively simple regarding stuff that we've already learned, and it's just kind of a review for them. So I will be walking around the classroom as we do this and helping any students out who need it. So I will be numbering them off. It's going to be a little confusing numbering them off, but I will point to them, tell them their number, and have them repeat it back to me so that they know what number they are. So I've just taken the liberty of numbering them off, and I would just point at them, once again, tell them their number, they repeat it back to me, and then this is after I'm going to have them, before I explain the activity, I'm going to have them move to the table groups. So this will be table group 1, table group 2, table group 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then they will, I'm going to tell them to all stand up, and then they will walk counterclockwise around the classroom to get to their table group so that it's not too chaotic. And then once they get to their table group, I will explain the activity. So table groups 1, 2, and 3, they will be explaining the different types of point of views. So table group 1 will be first person point of view. They have to gather some evidence from the book and explain what first person point of view is. Table group 2 will be explaining second person point of view, and table group 3 will be explaining third person point of view. Now, table group 4, 5, and 6 will be doing something slightly different, but it'll still be related to what we've learned so far. So they will have to learn, they will have to search through their books and find paragraphs that have these first, second, and third point of views. So table group 4 will be, they need to find 2 different paragraphs that show first person point of view, and just underline any words or phrases that show first person point of view. Table group 5 will be searching for 2 paragraphs that show second person point of view, once again underlining any words or phrases that show second person point of view. And table group 6 will be doing third person point of view. They will have to search for, once again, 2 paragraphs that show third person point of view and underline any of those words. And then at the end, this whole activity, the research part, after I explain it to them, they will go into their groups, do the research for 5 minutes, and then, actually, no, it'll be 7 minutes of research. And then, once they have done their research, written down in their notes, and written everything, piece of their evidence down, then they will go back clockwise again to their original spots in class that they were in, and do the end of the jigsaw, the part 2, where they will explain to each other and teach each other what they learned, and then they will all put it all in their notes, and that'll be the end of the jigsaw activity.